Ubiquiti recently introduced a new feature in their latest network update in 10.3, and that was being able to configure the firewall based on identity. Now, this is a big step in terms of that zero trust network that we were going to be working towards, and I do have a full video breakdown coming on the zero trust network coming soon. But in this video, we're going to dive deeper into the firewall rules and how it works. There are a couple of prerequisites before you can get this actually functional, so I'm going to run through those quickly with you. And the first thing you want to make sure is you have identity set up. So we go into settings and we go into identity, and we want to make sure the one-click Wi-Fi and the one-click VPN is set up. So you can see we have the one-click Wi-Fi, the one-click VPN. That's what we mainly want at this point. And when you set up the one-click Wi-Fi, you're then configured with a UniFi Identity network. Now, this will be a standard one that's connected to your native network, but rest assured you can go in and make any config changes that you need. So you can change the network that it's connecting to. You can go to changing the banding also as well, and also everything else that you have set up. The only thing you'll notice is it says WPA2 and it's using a local radius server. And that's what I've kept the same on the SSID. So if you want to name that to your main corporate network, again, you're welcome to do so. So when you look at a specific user, you want to make sure they have their devices set up in here for this to work. So we're currently going to send an invitation across to my email account because I don't have this machine set up right here. And within settings, you'll see I have one-click Wi-Fi, one-click VPN already set up. So we're going to take a look at how this works. So we can start by going to our zone-based firewall, and we're going to take this one for an example. So we're going to take the internal to internal and trusted, and this is mainly going to my IoT network. So at the moment, if we take a look, just for reference, that's the IP address of this machine right here. So if I go to ping 10.10.10.40.246, you can see I'm getting a response from this device. So I'm just going to pop in a new firewall rule, create policy, block HA access. That's my home assistant. So we're going from our internal network and we're going to go from 10.10.10.230. We click add, and then we're blocking all ports and all actions. Then we're going to the untrusted zone. And again, we're going to specify an IP 10.10.10.40.246. Again, we're blocking everything that we're seeing here. We'll enable the syslog and we'll add that. Now we know we can see that set up here. Now we know we need to reorder this because the firewalls are done red top down. So we want to make sure we definitely block that. So if I go back here now and rerun this ping using a -T, hopefully we'll see within a few seconds that is going to start dropping packets. There we go. That seems to have stopped right there. So that's now kicking in, which is great. And if I try and access it via a web browser, you can see I can't actually access it through there. We're going to start with a policy that we're going to create to allow to start with. So we're going to allow HA via identity. And what that's actually going to allow me to do, so we're going to pop in the identity, and that's going to go and we'll tick the user that we want. Again, just to let you know, this is just on a single UDM Pro Max. If you want me to expand this into Fabrics, and I do have a video coming on Fabrics soon, I can expand a little bit more on there. And let me know if I missed something and you want to see something there as well. So we can add a policy where we're going via identity, and we're going to allow. We're going to also allow the traffic as well. And we're going to the untrusted network. So we're going to go 10.10.10.40.246, and I'm actually just going to allow a specific port. So I'm going to do 8123 because that's the web browsing port. So I'm going to allow this just now. Let's click add there. I'm going to allow this just now. And again, we'll see that come down via the bottom. We want to tick, we want to click, and again, we want to click reorder, and then we're going to allow HA via identity, and then we're going to click done. And that is now at the top. But again, if I go back up here and I click this, you'll see that I still can't get access to it. So what we want to actually download is the UniFi Endpoint app. So we want to download that for desktop. We can see we have a Windows installer, x64-bit, and that's just an XC. Go, it's saying update. So let's go off and update that. Here you go. So we can launch the Endpoint app, and you'll see that down there, it says the organization doesn't exist. So this is one I've used previously, but that's where I sent an email earlier with the invitation. So we can click add, and it will say open the link in your email, or you can tap get started to sign in. But we're not doing that just yet. So I'm going to quickly pull up my emails. So we can see we have a second code that we're going to need, but we can click get started here, and it's going to say set up on this computer or set up on your phone. So we're going to actually load my credentials in just now, and we're going to allow this and open this up, and you'll see the app with our 4-digit code. And if we go down into the taskbar down here now, you'll see we have the one-click Wi-Fi and the one-click VPN. So what we actually want to do to continue with this, now I'm about to join the Wi-Fi, and for some of you smart cookies out there would have probably actually noticed that I didn't populate my Wi-Fi IP address. So I've actually done this in the background already. And if I go to here, you'll see I have 10.10.10.203. So when I join the Wi-Fi, that's going to be my IP address. So that makes sure that I'm not able to access this without having the one-click Wi-Fi enabled. And if we go back here, we can actually click and we'll join the identity. So I'm actually going to unplug my wired connection and I'm connected via Wi-Fi now. You can see the internet's restored there. That's come back, which is great. And we're connected down at the bottom. Just to see, if we go to client devices, you'll see I have my desktop here. And if we go into the settings, you can see we're connected to the UniFi Identity SSID. And then if we scroll across here, you can see I've blurred it out. You can't really see what's going on here, but I've actually signed in with the identity that I used with that. Now, that being said, now that's set up, we should be able to go back to the zone-based firewall, which we'll take a look at. And those rules are still here. So we're blocking HA via an IP access, but we're allowing it via identity. So now if I try and go to 10.10.42.46, you can see I get access to it, which works just as I would expect. So that allows me through, it works, everything's happy. Now, if I plug my cable back in, where I'm connected via a hard wire now as well, and I'm going to disconnect from the one-click Wi-Fi, you can see now if I try and access this, that second rule is kicking in, which is not letting me actually access this. So that's working as it should be. And it's blocking via IP and not letting me access it until I verify with my identity. And just to show you the blocked ones here, you can see blocked HA access. That's right there. And there you go. You can see the desktop trying to get to Home Assistant, and that's been blocked, which shows on here. So block HA access, which is perfect. That's exactly what we need. And if we do the all flows, you'll probably see the desktop somewhere on here getting to Home Assistant as well, but we don't need to see that anyway. There is a couple of things worth highlighting though that I will mention on here. This only currently works via Wi-Fi. It doesn't work via VPN. It doesn't work via hardwired network. So keep that one in mind when you are planning this. I'm really hoping they bring these features soon, because using identity makes life a lot easier when people are just trying to give authentications to certain people, certain groups, and it just makes life a little bit easier. So definitely the hardwired one, because obviously it's the complete package where you're able to use your full hardwired network and Wi-Fi to be able to verify via identity. But if you've got any questions on this, let me know down in the comments below. I hope you found this video useful. For now, this is InsideWire, and I'll see you in the next one.